All right. Round two. I don't have some short story to ease us in tonight's show. Instead, I would like to open with a few statements. First one is the government's lied to us in the past, you know. There's plenty of examples of this. I could go on all night just talking about this subject alone. That's not what we're here to discuss tonight. It's rational to have a healthy level of distrust towards the government. And third is, science has been wrong before. I've got some pretty famous examples of that.
Mac, look, you're wasting our time. You're not going to get us to not believe in evolution.
And why is that?
Because the smartest scientists in the entire world all agree that it's real.
I'm glad you brought that up. Because, Mr. Reynolds, science is a liar sometimes.
Oh boy.
This is Aristotle, thought to be the smartest man on the planet. He believed that the Earth was the center of the universe, and everybody believed him because he was so smart. Until another smartest guy came around, Galileo, and he disproved that theory, making Aristotle and everybody else on Earth look like a bitch. Of course, Galileo then thought comets were an optical illusion, and there's no way that the moon could cause the ocean's tides. Everybody believed that because he was so smart. He was also wrong, making him and everyone else on Earth look like a bitch again. And then, best of all, Sir Isaac Newton gets born and blows everybody's nips off with his big brains. Of course, he also thought he could turn metal into gold and died eating mercury, making him yet another stupid bitch. Are you seeing a pattern?
No.
Mr. Reynolds, these were all the smartest scientists on the planet. Only problem is, they kept being wrong. Sometimes.
And then my last point really speaks for itself. Faith. It is complete trust or confidence in someone or something. And so that brings me to the, there's one more thing, my bad. And a lot of people like to bring up recorded data, but when you're looking at somebody else's recorded data that they had recorded and that they have written about, you are putting a degree of faith in that person to be honest to you, to be honest to other people. And then that brings me to the topic of tonight's show, Flat Earth. Joined with me, I am Ethan. Joined with me are...
Hey, what's up? My name's Pepper, but my friends call me Beef Jerk.
Alright, nice to meet you, Beef Jerk.
Please
I'm not your
call me
friend.
Pepper.
Pepper, my bad. And other than Pepper, we have a noise in my background. Somebody's shredding ice in the other room.
I'm Mason. Hello.
Hello, Mason.
Yo, what's up? It's your boy RQ.
RQ, what's good, man? Here's just some pictures to accompany the whole flat Earth motif, you know? And something I would like to say is 99% of this information comes straight from the Flat Earth Society, because I didn't want to misrepresent anybody's argument or beliefs, so I'm just taking it pretty much word from word per article, just so that there's no paraphrasing here to try to make the argument different, because a lot of these people are very defensive of their arguments, and so I wanted to try to give them a fair shake.
Real quick before we get balls deep, can I ask Pepper a question?
Okay.
So
Do I
it's
get
okay.
to call
You
you?
can call me Beef Jerk.
That was my question. Thanks.
I knew it was on your mind. You know what? Call me whatever you want, bro.
All right, hell yeah, bro.
I guess let's ask a very obvious question. Why would somebody believe in a flat Earth? I mean, that's probably the first thing anybody wants to ask when somebody's talking about flat Earth. Why should I believe in this?
Well, because you can't see for yourself that it's not flat, because we can only see so far.
There are
based on what we can see, we can't really see the curvature the
That's
Earth.
because it's flat, bro.
There are two approaches that a lot of people use, and that's the empirical approach. The world looks flat. The bottom of the clouds, they're flat. The sun, it's flat. These are all examples of your senses saying we do not live in a spherical, heliocentric world.
Okay, calm
Even
down.
the dog agreed. And then the second approach is Cartesian doubt. This is a type of skepticism created by René Descartes, and it is the groundwork for the modern scientific method. Now, what is Cartesian doubt? There's 4 steps. First, we must accept only information that we know is true. And then we break down these truths into smaller units. And then once they're broken down, we solve the simple problems first. And then we will make a complete list of further problems. Now, I have done this with flat Earth. What is true? We live on an Earth, and we have a sky, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know about that one.
You're probably right. So second, we gotta break it down. We cannot know the shape of the Earth without using means outside of ourselves. I can't just walk up there, walk into the sky, and take a peep down. And we cannot trust those who have the means without a degree of faith. And from our perspective, using only our means, the Earth appears flat. Would you agree with
But-
this?
What if you just like walk straight, like just go straight? You know how like you just get back to where you came from?
Do you? Have you ever walked straight in a line long enough to where you get back to where you started?
Yeah.
Me personally?
Yeah, you personally.
Wait, are you saying that I should not believe anything unless I know it personally?
Why would you trust someone else when they have been known to lie in the past? Why would you trust somebody who's not trustworthy?
You know what, man, you got me there.
And if you want to say, unless you're walking around the entire Earth, you are using means outside of yourselves. I've broken down that part. So, are you using? You get what I'm saying, right?
So what I gotta do is I gotta have a firstborn son, and I gotta teach him to never lie and make sure he never lies, and then make him walk around the Earth, so he can single-handedly
There-
be the Jesus Christ to the round Earth movement.
Well, let's go into solving the problems. Because you don't have to walk. You can find a way to possess these means yourself. I'm talking about some kind of a rocket ship. Maybe it's some kind of fast-moving airborne vehicle. But if you can find a way to possess these, you don't have to walk around the Earth.
Yeah, you could be like in a plane.
Okay.
And
And,
then-
then you'll see that it's like curved.
It doesn't really make sense that the Earth would be flat if globes are round, though.
That's big.
Got a good
big
point.
True.
Honestly. Like,
And then,
shut
of
it
course,
down.
some further problems that exist are funding those means and having faith in those who do obtain the means. I mean, faith is a big part of both worldviews, honestly. Like, you have to have faith that you're not being lied to in pretty much either situation, but when we look at flat Earth, our senses tell us the Earth is flat, so there's less faith involved. If you want to make it a faith-based argument, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now let's look at some experimental evidence. The Bedford level experiment is widely known as the best evidence for a flat Earth, and this was even taught in schools until photos of the Earth became available. This takes place along a 6-mile stretch of water with 3 poles at equal height above the water along the length of the water. These 3 poles were perfectly aligned when viewed through a theodolite. Or theodolite, I don't know how to pronounce it. Which it is an instrument like a telescope that's specifically designed to measure like if something's leveled. So you look at it to make sure something's leveled. And so across this 6-mile stretch of water, these light poles still appeared to be equal length.
Man.
And this and many other experiments, there are a ton of experiments, can be found in Earth Not a Globe by Samuel Robothman. What's so funny?
Can we go back?
I'm sorry, that's just ridiculous.
What do you mean?
That's just the worst fucking title I've ever seen, man.
Zetic
I just-
astronomy, Earth, not a globe.
That's hilarious. That's just funny. That's just some fucking comedy right there. Ignore me, man. I'm having a
But
good
your
time.
next question was like, haven't we been to space? I've seen Elon Musk put a car up there. Haven't we been to space?
Earth, not a globe.
We have never been to space. The space agencies are in on it. It most likely began during the Cold War. The USSR and USA were so obsessed with beating each other into space, they started to fake their accomplishments. And this is just specifically for during the Cold War. After the Cold War, it probably wasn't some political gain. It's not some conspiracy where like, oh, we're going to hide the shape of the Earth. No, it's agreed. Look at the amount of money NASA was making. Up until recent years, of course. But NASA was rolling in the dosh, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And again...
Wait. Back it up.
Okay.
The fuck is a space agency? Just NASA?
NASA, Russia has a space agency. I'm pretty sure China has a space program. Just space
Okay.
programs.
I'm pretty sure India is like one of the most famous ones. Like they crashed a rover on Mars recently.
Ooh.
Nice.
Okay, but something important to note about this is they're not hiding the shape of the Earth because, like I said, we've never been to space. They just don't know the shape of the Earth, and so they believe it's round. So, did you have something
What
to say?
about instead of flat Earth? Like, what if Earth is a cube?
There's another theory called concave Earth, which is like the Earth is basically shaped like a bowl. But that's for
I'd fuck
another
with it.
day.
Like you pack it?
Yeah.
Are there any
Oh.
like theories that the Earth might be shaped as a Klein bottle?
There is now.
What the hell is that?
It's like the bottle that goes in on itself. It's like infinite. You know what I mean?
No.
What do you mean you don't know what I mean? It's
I don't know what you're talking about. You gotta explain it better than that.
it's a bottle that goes in on itself.
Alright, yeah.
You're on your own
Continue,
here.
please, sir.
Should we look up a Klein bottle?
Can you please Google
Oh,
a Klein
okay, no,
bottle
I
so
see
I
it.
don't like
Go-
look like a freak?
I see it. The intern Yorio put it up.
Our intern.
Yeah.
You see what I
The
mean?
intern,
Like-
think.
Oh yeah,
How would
yeah.
you
I've seen one
describe
of
that?
these.
It goes in
Okay.
itself, right? Like
Okay.
that's. There's
Yeah.
really no other way to say it.
Well, it's not really a bottle.
You guys ready for the next
So it
slide?
doesn't have a lid. That's smart. Keep going. We have a whole other thing to look
What
at.
about photographs? I saw a picture
I've
of
seen
you.
photographs.
I've
before.
seen it. I got eyes.
Vibe with the song.
There's photos are so easily manipulated, combined with several other quirks of modern cameras that just distort the shape of objects in photos. Especially if it's a photo from a plane, the bent glass and pressurized cabin, also atmospheric conditions outside the plane, your photo is not going to be accurate from a plane. And a lot of people are like, well, something that could make it appear curved or round from a plane is the spotlight from the sun, because the sun creates the way the sun works, it kind of projects a spotlight on the earth. So it's a round shape because the sun is a circle, of course. A flat circle, mind you.
You're saying the sun just like. Are you saying it only casts a spotlight on the Earth, or?
You know, the sun casts a spotlight and then goes around. It also kind of reflects on a little like ball that's up there. I don't know how it works.
Wait, what the fuck? So this came from the Flat Earth Society.
I thought you were trying to allude to the moon. I don't know the explanation for the moon and the flat Earth, but at the end of the PowerPoint presentation, we can sort of go onto the website and look for any gaps or questions we have missing.
I will write moon down on next to me.
Yeah, so if you have any like questions that aren't going to be answered in the PowerPoint, just keep a little note and then I'll look into it for you. Okay. So yeah, basically, you can't really trust photos. It's so easy to manipulate a photo. I mean, children could do it. A child could give you a photo of a globe. What's the Earth look like if it's flat?
Well, it would look flat.
Well, let's talk about some geography here. The Earth is a disk with the North Pole at its center. And Antarctica is this long ice wall that circles the whole thing. Like, it holds in our ocean, essentially. And circumnavigation is performed by going in a circle around the North Pole. And beyond the ice wall, I have a slide about it. I've seen so many different theories that I don't know what to tell you, man. Like, that's where not even the Flat Earth Society has a set in stone belief of what's beyond the ice wall.
So they're saying that my theory of just like walking straight is you going in a circle.
Yeah, and you just wouldn't really know because of the way everything kind of shaped.
Mm-hmm.
So if you were like right about here and you wanted to walk all the way around, you'd go like this. I don't know if my cursor's even visible on the stream, so I don't know what I'm doing.
No, I see it.
Beyond the ice wall, here we go. This information does not come from the Flat Earth Society. Let me reiterate that, just in case I've got a Flat Earth recruiter watching to want to recruit me to the society here. This is just other theories I've seen. I've seen people say it's space, to that there's other continents out there, to that it holds a giant dome that hangs over the Earth so there's nothing out there, and that some people even say there isn't an ice wall. Antarctica just don't exist. I don't know. And here's a couple of maps. And here's a note. The map on the left was created by Gerardus Mercator, the man who created the flat maps we use to this day. He's the guy who basically, Gome bro faux life. Thank you. But yeah, so that map was created by Mercator, which I don't know why he made this map, but maybe this is what he believes is out there. Maybe he is a flat earther. And then something interesting about this map on the right is somebody I know in real life reposted this on Facebook because they believe it, and that's how I've come across this one. So
it definitely looks interesting.
Yeah, I don't really
deranged.
know how somebody could have come across this, because if somebody has gone across the ice wall, they've never returned to tell us, like they. So how somebody would come to the conclusion of this, I don't know. But this isn't from the Flat Earth Society. I'm going to repeat that one more time, and then move on. How does day and night work? Well, it's pretty simple actually. Sun moves in a circle around the North Pole. When it's overhead, it's day. When it's not, it's night. And the light is confined like a spotlight. There's a GIF there to show how it works.
Okay, that answers one of my questions. Thank you.
So I guess the moon is just parallel to the sun, but it just doesn't really do anything?
I want to imagine that it's like, there's a guy up there, maybe God, maybe a science man, who has like a double spotlight and he's just spinning. They're each an individual spotlight, he just doesn't have one on.
Sunset. It's a perspective thing. The round Earth model describes sunset as a rotating spherical Earth that obscures the sun, because it's the Earth that hides the sun from us. Whereas the flat Earth describes it as sort of an illusion, where the light sort of fades into the distance. And seasons. When the sun is further away from the North Pole, it's winter in the northern hemiplane and summer in the southern one. And so it kind of moves sort of like not in a perfect circle, so it's like hitting these other circles to like create the other seasons. You get what's going on? You following?
It's fucking stupid.
It's so...
This is so stupid.
What do you mean?
God.
What the fuck is this?
Dude, the thing with the sun is like the dumbest shit I've ever heard. The fact that it's like
I've really just been wrapping my head around the whole time, and it's just dumb.
I've been really trying to understand flat
And
Earth.
I've been going a little fast, so if this is too much to handle, we can backpedal a bit if
You can just skip this,
if your
honestly.
globe head can't wrap around the truth.
Thank God I'm not a box head.
It's just
Fucking magnets, how do they work?
Magnets.
I mean, come on, dude.
A unipolar magnet cannot exist.
professional.
The flat Earth's magnetic field works because of ring magnets. Ring magnets are flat disks capable of radial magnetization. In a radial magnet, one pole is at the center and all the other points are at the edge. These are the type of magnets that are found in speakers.
But how do they?
How do they work?
Yeah, how do they?
You'll have to ask my clown-faced friend. You have any questions?
No.
You guys are oddly quiet for this one. I don't really know what's going on.
I've been talking my little sack off. I hate this. Flat Earth is
I'm moving
fucking
through this
stupid.
one a lot faster than I thought I would, so we'll definitely look at the website after this because we're at slide 35 already. Because like, it's just there's not a lot you can respond with.
Yeah, it's just you listen and you know that they are wrong. You know
What
I
do you mean?
I mean,
Here's a
you're-
picture describing how radial magnets work.
Hold on, run it back real quick. Flat brain. You see how those work in 4 axes?
What do you mean?
Do you see how it describes magnetization in the sense of 4 axis, right?
Well, yeah. What's that have to do with this?
That-
It doesn't mean it's
almost
round.
mean that our Earth is at least 3-dimensional.
Of course, nobody's questioning that.
Wait, but you're saying it's just flat.
It can be a flat a radial magnet's a flat disk. You know that, right? And that this is
Yes.
this is a diagram of how the magnetic field of a radial magnet works.
But it.
Like,
Fuck
what
it,
do you
man.
want me to say about
Run
this
it.
diagram? I don't know about this. I don't know about the
see
fucking
data.
Lorentz force.
You can-
It has nothing to do with anything.
You can see the curves as a passenger.
It's around
on the
fucking
plane.
circle around a little magnet. What
Well,
the hell has that to do with anything?
I've got to get you boys
Bro,
learned
this shit's
because
pissing me off.
quite
People are-
simply you can't. You can't see the curves from a plane. You'd have to be at 40,000 feet to even begin to see the curvature, and commercial aircraft are not allowed to fly that high. They fly just under that threshold at 36,000 feet, so quite literally, you cannot see the curves of the Earth from a plane, and if you believe you can, you are wrong.
Says fucking who, huh?
Says the numbers, says the
Where'd
statistics,
you get the numbers from?
the Flat Earth Society.
They can go fuck off.
Wait, doesn't this require faith? So I have to trust. I can't really trust the Flat Earth Society.
Oh,
To me,
There's
Hey.
nothing wrong with faith,
they're just a bunch of bumbling retards.
but on
Hey,
top of
yo,
that,
hey,
Oh,
hey.
hey, whoa, my
Hey,
bad.
big
my
you
Yeah.
can't
bad.
say
Hey,
that.
whoa,
You
my
can't say
bad.
that. This is a no
bad.
gamer word zone.
My bad,
The
my
hell
bad,
out of
bro.
you, you
My
big
bad, bro.
But on top of that, even if you could fly 40,000 feet, the windows on commercial aircraft are so small and heavily curved, you wouldn't know what you were looking at. It would all appear curved because the windows are curved, the lenses are curved.
Wait, that's dumber than shit. What do you mean because the windows are curved? You ever
How does
see in
weather
the
work?
aquarium? No, you shut your goddamn mouth. You ever at the aquarium and they have the little bubbles that you like sit in them?
Yeah, and everything's shaped funny when you look through them.
No, it's not because that's water. The fish aren't curved because the glass is curved.
No, I'm
The
telling
fish
you,
are
if
never
the
curved.
window's curved, what's on the other side looks curved.
No, it does not.
Yes, it does.
Well, yeah, that's why glasses.
Glasses are curved to correct curves in the eyes, right?
Yeah.
No, because that's an astigmatism. The curve in eye is an astigmatism.
Hey, I'm just telling you what's true. And when we get to the website version, because I couldn't fit everything in the PowerPoint. Maybe I could have, because we're already at slide 38. But I didn't think we'd go through it this fast, because there's just nothing you can really respond
really
to.
thought we'd entertain these ideas.
But
Also, glass is clear. What does it matter if it's curved?
you're just wrong.
Yeah, it's not just clear.
How does weather work? I thought you would never ask. Many weather patterns are created from the land itself. For example, rain shadow. Rain shadows just somewhere on a rain shadow is somewhere on an eastern side of a mountain range that is deprived of rain, not just once, but nearly all the time.
That doesn't make any sense.
A rain shadow is a real thing.
I don't know what that means.
Whoa, like
This is because the clouds are forced upwards by the mountain that's blocking their paths, and they become cooler and condensed, meaning water droplets form, and it rains on either before or on top of the mountain, thereby depriving rain from the other side. Because weather moves from west to east.
Okay, that one makes sense. That's a real thing. It wasn't explained well on the slide, I think. I think that's real. I believe that that's real.
And other patterns are created by geographic positions. The tropics are humid because they're surrounded by water that's constantly being warmed and evaporated.
what does that have to do with the fucking Earth being flat?
Because I thought you would ask, how does weather work if the Earth is flat?
What the fuck does this? Oh yeah, like this is a thing that happens in weather. It's like a small part of what happens. Explain the rest.
What?
I don't care about rain
Weather
shadow
would
and
probably
like
still
fucking
work the same if the Earth
wherever.
was flat, right? Like.
What about the physics in other planets?
Okay.
Yeah, we see other planets are fucking round.
Other planets. Planets are orbiting astronomical objects. By definition, the Earth is not a planet, as it sits at the center of our solar system. The Earth doesn't orbit anything. To be a planet, you must orbit.
Okay.
Really just going
That's-
with that.
Like you're. Okay.
Comparing the Earth to planets is like comparing basketballs to the courts they bounce on.
Okay. Yeah. Now that you're done
Man,
with the
the
slide,
sun
back up.
definitely revolves around us, you know.
What am I backing up for?
You're no, not back up. Just stop talking for a second. We literally just watched a video at the beginning of this, where some guy was talking about how Aristotle believed the Earth revolved around, or the Earth was the center of our solar system, and he got called a bitch. He got proved to be a bitch.
Yeah, but what if Galileo's a bitch now?
Galileo was also a bitch, but for different reasons.
Yeah, but what if he was wrong about this too? You gonna take
There
the...
are
So,
other
wait,
smart
no,
people.
Galileo... No. Galileo
who's
is the
right?
man who decided that the Earth wasn't the center of the universe. We already know he's a bitch. Why would you trust his other information? He's clearly
There
a faulty source of information.
There are other smart boys that have said,
Name one.
"Alright, fag." Whoa, my bad.
Now I have to
People
delete the
that
VOD after I
have-
upload it to YouTube. You know that, right?
No, you're good.
You're gonna get me banned.
Just bleep it out.
No
Here.
one's watching.
It's live.
Fuck.
We have
Because
2
that-
viewers. We're good.
Earth-
They're both reporting me.
Around
Okay,
sun.
well, you're out of luck. You've
fuck-
been got.
Nicholas Copernic. Whoa. Nicolaus Copernicus.
Okay, what's this have to do with anything?
It's just you said it. Name somebody else that said.
I don't know anything about them,
Have
so
you
I don't have
ever
faith in them.
observed these other planets with your own eye?
Yeah. You can look at the sky right now if you want to.
lying bitch. You do not see the planets.
Hey.
Because there's a curved glass, the dome around the Earth, dude. The planets would look curved too.
Yeah, didn't you see
You
the
would have no
fucking
idea.
Simpsons movie?
That's basically how it works. And you can
Yeah, high five, high
jump
five,
the
high five.
Simpsons Gorge and spin around at the dome if you want. Or the Springfield Gorge.
Throw themselves off the
If-
Springfield
But if
Gorge.
Earth was flat, then that would mean that we are flat too.
Your flat Stanley
Okay.
over there.
Yeah. Holy shit, that's how he traveled. When you did the
That's
project, that's how he
fucking sick.
traveled because he just slayed because he was flat with the flat Earth's real. Never mind. Flat
Square
Stanley.
Earth forever.
Yeah.
You guys ready for
Bless
the next
Stanley's
slide?
Sacrifice really hit home with me.
Get more learned.
Yeah, sure, man.
Gravity. How does it work? The Earth is constantly accelerating at a rate of 32 feet per second.
Pause.
This
The
con-
Earth is accelerating?
Yeah,
In what direction?
up. It keeps us pressed to it.
Yeah.
This constant acceleration causes what you globe heads would call gravity. Imagine being in a car that never stops speeding up. You'd be stuck against the back of your seat. The Earth works very much the same way, and it's being pushed by a universal accelerator known as dark energy or etheric wind.
Oh Christ.
How come
So, like,
meteorites that land on Earth aren't flat?
Because
Shit.
the Earth is different because it's the center, right? So it's not the same thing as things that orbit in space. A meteorite is technically like a fragment of a planet or something like that. I don't know. I'm not a scientist.
So what happens if a
Wait, so Earth
meteor-
isn't a planet?
Earth isn't a planet. No, that was the last slide. By definition, the Earth is not a planet as it sits at the center of our solar system. To be a planet, you must be an orbiting astronomical object, and the things orbit Earth. Earth doesn't orbit anything.
I hate how narcissistic humans are.
Of course, like, didn't you know we're the best thing in the universe?
You know, we matter.
So if a meteor were to hit like the side, or not the side, but I guess like on the left of Earth, doesn't that mean the Earth flips over
No.
and now we all just fall?
Etheric wind is probably pushing evenly, so
What the fuck is that?
it's the universal accelerator that keeps gravity.
It sounds like
It sounds like something from Final Fantasy 14.
yeah, like fake fairy magic.
Sounds like there's a lot of things that I've never heard of before that have to exist in order for this to even be a possibility.
I'm telling you, it's true though. Like, this is fact. I'm sick of all these globehead shills who've been funded by NASA. I'm gonna have to like root you guys out. Like, who's paying you?
Dude, I fucking wish I was getting paid.
What about the mirror that's on the moon? That you can look in a telescope and shine a laser at it and it reflects back at you.
I have no idea. I don't really know. Well, when we go over the website, we'll look at the moon. There's probably something on the website about the moon. Okay, you guys ready for the next slide? Because it's about to get even better.
Okay.
How can we accelerate forever if objects cannot exceed the speed of light?
Okay, fair point.
Special relativity. This is deep and confusing, and I don't fully understand it, so I'm just gonna go with their narrative here. What we need to know is the equation. It's an equation for velocity. I don't know what all of the letters represent. I'm not a scientist. The equation can never equal 1, which means velocity can never reach the speed of light, regardless of how long one accelerates or the rate of acceleration.
But special relativity is built upon Earth being a planet and having a core, though.
Yeah.
You're wrong. You're wrong.
But
I'll do my closing statements after we look at the website. One thing I will say is special relativity almost has nothing to do with how they use it. Special relativity is specifically about like monitoring non-accelerating frames of reference, so it has nothing to do with objects accelerating, right?
yeah.
What? Oh,
I-
sorry, I zoned
I don't
out.
That's like
Hard.
actual science. Like,
What did you say?
I don't know if anybody here has actually had a physics class, because I sure haven't. But I think that it's not related to that at all.
Ask me next semester, brother.
Okay.
Brody.
Now let's go to the Flat Earth Society's webpage, because we went through this a lot faster than I thought I would. So,
God. Wait, can we just have like discussion about this whole thing?
Special relativity is, or what it says here is that in all inertial frames, the speed of light has the same for all observers.
yeah, but it's specifically non-accelerating frames of reference, right?
Well, it's not really about acceleration at all. It's
Yeah.
the speed of light is the speed of light, no matter where or when or how. It is. the
Okay,
speed of
so-
light.
What do you guys have questions for? Because,
Okay, explain
How
the
can
fucking
anyone
moon.
believe this shit?
okay, the moon, that's probably in the cosmos section, right? Or it's, yeah. So
We're
we'll-
still on the. Okay, there we go.
The cosmos. The moon, right there. The moon is a sphere which revolves above the Earth in a manner similar to the sun. It moves at a slightly slower rate of revolution per 20, rising and settling 50 minutes later each day.
Okay, that's stupid.
The moon
That's
has a
really all I
monthly
had.
phase cycle, ranging from new moon to full moon.
How did wait? How do they explain that if the sun is a fucking spotlight?
Why does it say that the should I keep the kayfabe up or should I?
Drop the Or do your closing statements and then drop the key.
Okay, yeah, I'll do the closing statement real fast. I'm not a flat earther. No matter how hard I try, I can't get into that frame of mind where somebody could believe that. And so the special relativity thing has nothing to do with how they use it. They don't know what they're talking about. And that equation is a real equation, but it's very specific, and they're using it wrong, I believe. This is what I've read, because I'm taking a faith-based leap here. But I'm pretty sure they're using that equation wrong. But I think that is true that things can't exceed the speed of light, and that's a... I'm talking out of my ass here, I'm sorry. But they claim that you can't see the curves of the Earth from a plane. And but the fact that you can't see, they claim that it's impossible to see the curves of the Earth from a plane. But then they'll also say that not being able to see the curvature of the Earth over a 6-mile stretch is irrefutable evidence, at the same time that you can't see the curves from a plane. I don't know how they managed to think that, because if you take that illustration from Earth Not a Globe and you make it into a circle, it would mean like the Earth is only like 40-something miles in circumference.
Mm-hmm.
It's wild.
Well, that part's true.
I just don't get it, man. Is there any other questions you guys want to look at here on the Flat Earth website? They have
I don't know.
How do they explain tides, I guess?
That would you would think that would be here. I'll check general physics.
They can't explain it.
Oh, the Coriolis effect one's really good. Because the Coriolis effect is like, if you snipers actually like, I think this is the same one, right? It's the one where you have to take into effect the rotation of the Earth for certain things. Wait, a rotating Earth model predicts that a body I'll just read it instead of talking out of my ass. I'm sorry. A rotating round Earth model predicts that bodies which move through the air will appear to be deflected eastwards or westwards in their path of movement due to the rotation of the Earth. This effect has been termed the Coriolis effect. However, it appears to be fictitious and has never been properly demonstrated with experimental evidence. Snipers use the Coriolis effect when they're shooting over long range to determine where bullets are going to hit. Like, it's 100% a real thing that you have to take... Oh, they talk specifically about sharpshooting here. We'll go to that. They want me to click manuals. I don't want to read a manual. The sniper must know the general principles of perspective, vanishing point, perspective drawing, delineation, and geographical areas of intelligence operations. However, the words Coriolis or Coriolis effect do not appear anywhere in the U.S. Marine Corps, U.S. Army, or U.S. Navy SEAL sniper manuals. Because you don't... Do you see what's wrong here?
Yeah, it's like...
You don't have to specifically name drop it for it to be real.
Exactly. Yeah. Like, who cares that they don't call it Coriolis or whatever?
It's also like a basic manual, I'm guessing, and that's like... I'm guessing that you only learn that whenever you're like pretty fucking advanced and you're shooting like over miles long distance.
Mm-hmm. Which there's probably like, I don't know, maybe 1,000 people in the U.S. military together that are shooting over distances that fucking long.
I don't see anything about tides.
I guess maybe they just explain tides the same way because the moon is kind of the same, I guess.
We could look at the universal acceleration that they talk about, because I believe it lists the physics, because I've been on this page before. According to the flat Earth theory, gravity is not the main force keeping us to the ground. Instead, there is a force that produces identical effects as observed from the surface of the Earth. This force is known as universal acceleration. Objects on the Earth's surface have weight because all sufficiently massive celestial bodies are accelerating upward at a rate of 9.8 meters a second squared.
It doesn't make everything?
Apparently everything, all celestial bodies. So the planets that orbit the Earth also do.
And the universe also.
Yeah.
And like galaxies and that's fucking stupid.
Let's look at their brief explanation of special relativity. It's long, but It's the physical theory of measurement and inertial frames of reference proposed in 1905 by Albert Einstein, and considerably after the considerable and independent contributions of Hendrik Lorentz, Henri Poincaré, and others. In the paper on electrodynamics of moving bodies, it generalizes Galileo's principle of relativity that all uniform motion is relative. This is a lot of just jargon. I don't think they're describing it right, because the way that it was described to me, if I recall correctly, was that I'll just look it up. I'll just look it up on Wiki, or let me do it from the other window so you don't see my pop-ups when I start typing. Oh. Yeah, let's just read it straight from the Wikipedia page. It is based on two postulates. The laws of physics are identical in all inertial frames of reference, i.e. non-accelerating frames of reference, and that the speed of light in a vacuum is the same for all observers regardless of the motion of the light source or observer. This has nothing to do with explaining how the Earth can accelerate forever. And then they list a bunch of equations here, which are from Lorentz, which you're name-dropping Einstein's special relativity for a reason. If not, why wouldn't you just talk about Lorentz here, right?
These people aren't.
Dude, literally all these people are doing is taking fucking formulas that already exist and trying to twist them to fit their narrative. That's all it is. So none of it makes sense, and it's all batshit crazy.
Is there anything else you guys have questions about? Do you want to look at Flat Earth historical figures?
Can we look up Flat Earth on YouTube?
Oh, there actually is a video I'd like to show you guys. It's on Reddit because I can't find the video on YouTube anymore.
Can I look up Flat Earth sightings on YouTube?
I mean, you can do it on your free time. That's up to you.
Yeah, I can't find this on. Let me make sure it looks right on the OBS stream. That's fine.
Bro, I'm playing Tetris. Can't talk right now.
If you're seeing through this hole, through the next hole, and seeing the light at the backboard, or at 17 feet off the water, the Earth is flat. If he's holding it up at 23 feet high and we're seeing the light, well, that's because the Earth's curved. So I should only be able to see it when it's at 17 feet. Okay, go ahead and drive down there, Enrique. You're gonna hold the light there. Enrique, how high is your light?
17 feet.
I mean, it's his, we don't see you, Enrique. Lift up your light way above your head. Interesting. Interesting there. That's interesting.
That's interesting.
I really like that.
He needs help.
He's a stupid boy.
What kind of video do you want to look for here?
Me, myself, personally?
Go by upload date.
Oh, wait.
Yes.
Let's look up Flat Earth ice wall proof. Of course they don't have anything.
You gotta do upload date, bro. That's where.
Well, I've seen people talk about how there's like armed gunmen at the ice wall and they won't let you go to Antarctica.
What?
The ice wall of our flat Earth. 4-minute video. That's just a glacier.
Yeah. Like. What the fuck is this?
Why is... Man.
This is the proof you guys wanted and you still can't accept.
This is proof.
You know that this kind of looks curved to me.
It looks insanely curved. You can see the curvature in the back. Like...
Also, the empirical approach does not work because the sky looks round when I look at the sky.
Yeah.
Like you could see the curvature of the Earth by looking at. Oh, but they'd say that's just the dome, bro. You're just looking at the dome, you globehead.
Yeah, don't you know that we funded a fucking dome?
But don't worry, Jesus Christ, aka Homer Simpson, is gonna go and blow up the
he's gonna jump the Gorgon and blow up the dome for us.
He's gonna try and throw dynamite through the hole. Oh yeah, there's just a hole at the top, you know, you have to scale up the fucking dome.
Is this just 4 minutes of this?
Yeah.
Oh wait, what's this? What's going on here? What's that kind of look like to you guys?
The ice walls are flatter.
That is like an exceptionally curved Earth.
Oh, it's because of the glass. The glass.
It's the glass. The glass is curved, bro. Bro.
Oh yeah, that's right. I don't think there's anything.
Well, you
that
can't even argue against flat earthers because they'll just say just any bullshit.
Well, because
They don't wanna
everything
be
that they
wrong.
say is fake, so they just have any bullshit on.
I
deck to
believe.
just say.
This video is convincing me.
It doesn't matter like what they even say.
Well, you know, actually, the Pythagorean theorem proves flat Earth.
Yeah, don't you
How
know?
is that?
Because you're clearly
Well, you know-
forgetting c squared is part of the
Yeah,
equation.
Earth is a squared, the moon is b squared, and the sun is c squared.
Bro.
And
It goes on forever, bro. It's the ice wall, bro.
Bro.
bruh,
What if flat Earth is real and we're just making fun of it?
like one day we're just like buffoons.
The cause of the tides.
Newton theorized, and it is now commonly taught, that the Earth's ocean tides are caused by gravitational lunar attraction. If the moon is only 2,160 miles in diameter, and the Earth 8,000 miles, however, using their own math and law, it follows that the Earth is 87 times more massive, and therefore the larger object should attract the smaller to it, and not the
I don't care about that. It's 13 minutes.
Yeah, shouldn't the moon be fucking colliding into us constantly?
These people, man.
That's an hour. If that wasn't an hour video, I would watch it.
What's it called?
Truth propaganda. 1019 flat Earth proof. 9 slides or less and new chemtrails. Slow down. I like that it's KIM trails. Like Kimmy Schmidt put the trails out there.
Kimmy.
You need to see this. The channel's beautiful women. Well, it opened like 10 of them.
Part of the Chinese skyline was blessed with 3 suns on Friday morning. The suns appeared in the city of Chengdu in China's northern Hebei province.
Yeah, those are
At
3
7 a.m.,
different
2
suns.
small backup
Not a
suns
reflection in the
appeared
clouds or
inside the
anything
usual
like
star.
that.
It
Shortly
could
after,
only be
rainbows
3
painted the
different
sky
suns.
as a
There's no
result
way
of the
that the
rare
light
three-sun
could be
phenomenon.
scattered out.
The sky scene halted locals in their tracks, with many stopping to take a more permanent reminder of the rare event. 2 hours
Yeah?
later, it was all over. A local meteorological expert explained the cause of the phenomenon.
Just
It's the dome,
the
dude.
way they said that, dude.
The ice
I hate the way
crystals
they
in
said
clouds
permanent
reflect or
reminder.
retract the
It's
light,
a picture they're never gonna
creating
look
an
at
effect of
again.
prism.
It's because of the dome. The dome did it.
Now here I
Oh, whoa, bro, really?
representing the firmament, and the lighter representing the sun. And I'm going to show you how you get a reflection of the sun. There was a reflection on each side of the firmament and at the top of the firmament.
This guy smoked a lot of salvia and just
Now, once
like,
the sun
whoa.
makes its circuit around the firmament, at one point in time of the day, you will see that sun reflecting itself, just like you do this lighter in this glass bowl.
Wow, this has
Now, the
me
scientists told you that it was caused by ice crystals refracting the sun's light, but I'm showing you right here that the sun is reflecting off the firmament.
Should I go to that bit.ly link or not?
Yeah.
It's probably not safe.
The channel's called Beautiful Women. They wouldn't lie to me.
It's probably, if it's not pumped full of viruses, it's got some illegal things on there.
But what do they have to lie to Ethan about? He's an ally.
Yeah, they wouldn't lie to me.
Now, in a
This man
previous
looks
video,
trustworthy.
I showed you what Venus looks like through a telescope.
It doesn't help that the The music in his videos clashing with the smooth jazz I've been playing in the background.
I'm like done with this, man. I'm really just there's nothing to say.
Once I get zoomed in,
I'm surprised we went through it as fast as there's just nothing. Flat Earth proof.
You can't say anything about it because it's just all bullshit.
It's also uploaded by beautiful women.
I really like this guy. I actually really like this
I think it's a different guy. I think it's beautiful women's just stealing Flat Earth videos. They'll probably re-upload this once it's done.
You hear a frog tune right now?
Yeah, I'm gonna pause the smooth jazz or just close out of it entirely and let the music of these videos play.
Dude, this song kind of banging right now, NGL.
Clouds in front of and behind the sun at the same time?
We live in a simulation.
Okuba, the earth is flat! Yugi, you didn't count for the fact that your cards are flat.
How many Vartan? How many? Or I'm sorry, what was your name? Beef Shank?
It's Pepper.
The Pepper. Shit, my bad, bro.
I don't know what the hell you just like said. But like,
how many weebs do you think are flat earthers?
Not many, but also like a good amount probably.
Any of these videos sticking out to you? Oh, this
No,
one's
these
sticking
all
out.
suck. I hate them all.
This one looks actually pretty good.
This video will show a small cut version of a video that was created by Shushik over on YouTube showing what might be there.
Oh, it's dumbest. What? No.
We can watch it anyway. No.
It's real. It's real. No.
Oh, I found a good video. Here, throw this funky jam on.
Oh my goodness. Becky, look at this earth. It is so flat. It looks like a gigantic frisbee. But, you know, who understands those flat earthers anyway? They just say it's flat because it's a total psyop, okay? I mean, the earth, it's obviously a ball. I can't believe they'd even deny that it's round. That's like out there. I mean, weird.
Her friend's like not talking at all.
It's just so flat. I like flat earth and I cannot lie. You flat earthers can't deny. When an astronaut from outer space puts that round thing in your face, you just laugh. Wanna prove it's flat cause you know they're full of crap. Deep in the lie they're spinning, zoom in and reappearing. Oh NASA, don't wanna get with ya, cause you take fake picture. My husband tried to warn me, cause that earth you got is oh so corny. Oh Mr. Tyson, you say the earth is a pear? Well show me, cause I'm pretty sure that's baloney. I've seen the horizon, with no fish islands. It's flat, with a hat, and as still as a well-trained cat. I'm tired of magazines, say around earth is the thing. Take the average Joe and show him the math. He gonna question your facts. So fellas, does your girlfriend know it's flat?
Why are they in jail?
Share it. Share this cause it's flat.
Because she's really the fin dom.
Burn the myth of the ice wall border. The earth is flat. Burn the myth of the ice wall border.
They all use that
watched
same
that video.
Burn the myth of
They
the
all
ice
use the
wall
same
border.
one.
I like the truth, no fib, and this lie is big. I just can't help myself. I gotta dismantle this entire scandal. I wanna show the world it's flat, double up, flat. I ain't talking about a spinning disc, cause that is not what the Bible says. The word says it can't be shaken. It sits on a foundation, and it can't be moved.
Hold on.
They didn't teach that in school, so I'm watching flat earth videos. So much truth is being exposed. You can have them astronauts. I'll keep God's word in all my thoughts. A word to the wise flat
Where is she
earthers.
getting-
I wanna show with ya, with a fancy camera. We could even go out and look at Mars and the rest of the stars. Earth got
This
it
is
going
long.
on. A lot of people won't like the
yeah.
song, 'cause they don't want to.
Where's she getting the religious aspect? Because I didn't see anything about that.
It was really weird, actually. It was just a weird.
Also, she called it a scandal, which I know it's a song and she's trying to fit a rhyme scheme, but Flat Earth Society specifically says that there is no conspiracy, that the space agencies have not been to space and it's all just a scam on their part. They just believe it's round. So she's like, she's using pictures from the Flat Earth Society, then also disagreeing with them.
I mean, yeah, because they can't even agree on anything.
Global.
Is this like done? I don't like this.
You're not
These videos
enjoying this?
suck. I don't like any of these.
I really want to
videos.
see the Sir Sick, the man with the monkey brains.
But he okay. We'll watch the Sursic one and then we'll look at the website a bit, or do we just want to call it?
I want to call it. I think
You're not enjoying it at all?
Up.
Oh, it was up?
Yeah. Down.
Oh,
There you go. I like this. I feel like I'll enjoy some of this at least.
I mean, maybe.
Your journey at the Arctic as far to the north as you can. And you begin to go south. Now notice as I'm going south, I have to continue dipping the nose of my airplane in order to stay level with the ground.
You fucking cretin. Planes do not fly by coasting on.
Oh, dude, he's like one of those edgy skeptic channels.
Oh, I like how this has 17 views. Actually, I'll keep
I can't
watching
believe
it.
that you think that any of this is even remotely convincing.
I love Reply
I'm gonna
Guys.
Continue all the way to Antarctica. Now notice I'm continuing to dip my nose down to stay level with the earth. Now I'm going down into South America.
Wow.
Continuing to dip down, and finally I get down here to Antarctica. And look at that. My airplane is upside down.
Oh, I love this.
I love the fake laugh because he's so epic owning him right now.
He's like Ben Shapiro or Leafy is here.
I was thinking more of like a Ralph retort or an armored skeptic, you know?
Oh my
The amazing atheist.
Yeah, he's an
Oh my
amazing
God.
atheist.
Oh, I told you it was Keck Fuel.
Oh, Keck Fuel, dude. He's so cool. He's so cool, dude.
Turn this off. I can't stand
No,
that.
dude. Give him a subscribe. I love hashtag Keck, dude.
That's Keck worthy.
Keckarino, bro.
Kekistani's here.
Dude, I love the Kekistani strangler.
Huh?
Some Kekistani kid
No,
strangled his
it
mom.
isn't. It's facing away from the center of the Earth's mass, which is pulling me and my plane toward it.
Oh, yeah?
There is a name for that force, but it escapes me right now.
Yo, what is it?
Gravity, you fucking retard.
Oh, thank you.
Gravity! Have you ever
See, I can do this too. I can talk to videos.
It has to be true because
Dude,
you have
I think you're gonna make it on Twitch.
Dude, I'm the next Asman Gold.
I love Asmongold, dude.
All I gotta do is watch videos and epic
Bro,
Keck.
but that's like sick though. Like I'm big on board with that. I will do that shamelessly.
It's certainly
Oh, yeah,
one
for
of the
sure.
stupidest and funniest.
Cause dude, that's sick. That
Remind
you
me
just,
not to
like,
have you
watch
as a
videos
lawyer.
with people. It's like,
I'm
yo,
done with this video.
I'm done with this whole topic, man. It's just ridiculous. There's nothing to say. People that subscribe to flat Earth theory are just like refusing to look at anything logically because they want to.
Oh.
They're so scared of being wrong that they just want to fit everything in their narrative
It's-
so that they can stroke their own ego further.